If you want to learn the myths and the truths about core strength, then this video is for you, because here's what you can expect to learn in this video. First, we'll talk about why most people want to build core strength. It's for two common reasons, and you'll learn what they are in this video and why they may not get you to your goal. You'll also learn the importance of core strength. I'm not downplaying it. I'm just saying this is where it makes sense and this is where it doesn't. We'll also explain what is core strength. A lot of people use the term core interchangeably with abdominals, but the core is more than just the abdominals. We'll discuss a few core strength myths, and I'll give you at least 3 exercises for core strength. Before we jump in, who am I? My name is Igor. I'm the author of 13 books on exercise and nutrition, including 4 Amazon bestsellers. As well, I've been a personal trainer since 2006, and I've been training other personal trainers in my methodology since 2013 by speaking at some of the world's largest personal training conferences. As well, I've done over 400 presentations for some of Canada's largest corporations, including IBM, Bosch, American Express, University of Toronto, Investors Group, and others. Now, let's jump in. Why do most people want to build core strength? Usually, they think if I strengthen my core, I'm going to have a flat stomach or a six-pack abs. Or they think I have lower back pain, or I want to prevent lower back pain. And so if I strengthen my core, the way to reduce lower back pain is by making my abdominals stronger. Again, I say abdominals, not core, because a lot of people use those two terms interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. The abdominals are only 1/4 of the core. There's more to it. And so here is the importance of core strength. Yes, it does help reduce the risk of injuries, not just at the back, but everywhere. So that's good. However, there are lots of different ways to reduce injuries everywhere, not just strengthen your core. You could strengthen your lower body and glutes and hips. You could strengthen your upper body. You could just do strength training in general, and that helps you reduce the risk of injury. I filmed an entire video about that on your screen right now in the description below. So there's nothing particularly special about core strength other than people want a flat stomach, washboard abs, and less lower back pain. But are those the most efficient ways of getting there? So what is core strength? To define core strength, we first have to define what is the core. A lot of people, again, use that just to say abdominals, but it's more than that. The core is everything. It is a 3D structure. It's not just one sheet of muscle like the abdominals. It's at the top, it's the diaphragm. At the bottom, it's the pelvic floor muscles. At the front, it is the abdominals, but also the obliques. These are the muscles on the sides of your abs, and there are internal and external obliques. And there's one deeper muscle, it's called the corset muscle, where the fibers, the orientation of the fibers are left to right as opposed to up and down. And that's called the transversus abdominis. That's the front. In the back, it's everything, all the muscles between the hips and the ribs. So that is the muscles directly connecting those two structures, like the quadratus lumborum, but it's also the muscles running along the spine called the erector spinae. So as you can see, the abdominals themselves are only 1/4 of the spine, or 1/4 of the core, and there is more to it than that. There's the top, the bottom, and the back. Now, because the core is more than just the abdominals, you have to use at least 3 different exercises to strengthen it. And so we have to define what is strength, because it's not just, oh, I went skiing and therefore I'm strengthening, or I went walking and therefore I made my legs stronger. It doesn't quite work like that. Strength is the ability to exert force to either cause motion or prevent motion, okay? Which means you need to challenge your core with sufficient force. Okay, it can't be easy. It has to be challenging. You have to challenge it with sufficient force for the core to get stronger. Now, let's talk about some core strength myths. One is that if I have good core strength, I'll have a flat stomach or six-pack abs. Not true. Muscle and fat are 2 totally separate things. You can strengthen your core and still have high body fat levels. In fact, a lot of the world's strongest people also have big guts. If you've ever heard of one of the most successful weightlifters of all time, Vasily Alexeyev. He broke something like 80 world records. And yet, look at him. He's got a big gut. Why? Because he can have abdominals, you can have fat. And one does not hurt the other. You can have high muscle and high fat. You can have low muscle and high fat. You can have high fat and high muscle, and you can have high fat and low muscle. And so there's no relationship between fat and muscle. So just because you have strong abs doesn't mean you're going to have a flat stomach. Myth number 2 is that a strong core helps prevent and reduce lower back pain. That's only partially true, but there are a million different reasons for lower back pain, and you have to identify those. The way you identify those is with an assessment, okay? One possible reason for having lower back pain is what we'll discuss in here. But what if you already have lower back pain and your core is strong? Does strengthening it even more reduce the back pain? Well, no. The greatest benefits come from making the weak average to slightly above average, not the strong, very strong. And so again, here are the most common mechanical reasons for lower back pain. One is lack of endurance in the core. If that's you, then yes, core strengthening will help your lower back pain, but that's not the only reason. There are 3 others. Another one is lack of mobility in the hips, lack of mobility in the mid-back or the thoracic spine, and lack of strength and activation in the glutes. That's your butt muscles. And so if you're working on core strength and your core is already strong, it's not going to help. It's not going to address the other reasons for lower back pain. And so if you do have lower back pain and your core is strong, how will you even know it? How do you know if you have adequate strength in your core muscles? And again, that's more than just the abs, to figure out, is it worth training your core strength, or should you go after other reasons for lower back pain? Well, here are 3 tests from Dr. Stuart McGill, who is a professor emeritus, biomechanics researcher at Waterloo. So 1, see if you can hold a regular plank for 2 minutes. That actually tests the abdominals. 2, you have to test the obliques. Can you hold a side plank on your feet for 90 seconds? And 3, can you hold a static back extension for 3 minutes? If you can hit those standards or get close to them, then your core is adequately strong. If you can't get anywhere close to any of these markers, then it makes sense to strengthen your core directly. Now, let me ask you, we talked about core strength, but again, different people have different reasons for core strength. So what's your purpose? I want to know, are you trying to lose body fat? Are you trying to prevent lower back pain? Are you trying to actually build core strength? And if so, why? Comment below. And if there are enough comments about one particular goal, I'll make more videos about that particular topic. Thank you and goodbye.